This Apple Puff Pastry Tart is super simple to make, light and flaky, and sinfully delicious. It's drizzled with a mouth-watering apple pie glaze that could be eaten from the bowl on its own. The long shape allows you to cut a piece as big or as small as you like. It's time to dig into fall. So grab a cup of hot cocoa. It's time to make some magic in Mrs. Kringle's kitchen. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when new videos go live. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Pull out a sheet of puff pastry from the freezer and place it on a lined cookie sheet to thaw as you begin the recipe. You'll need a pound of Granny Smith apples, which is about 4 medium-sized apples. Peel your apples. Then, using a corer and slicer, give them a push. Cut the slices in half, and then half or thirds depending on your preference. Toss them in a bowl with a little squirt of lemon juice to keep them from browning if you're not using Granny Smith's. In a saucepan over medium heat, add 3 tablespoons of butter to melt. Add some cinnamon to the butter. Then add your apples and stir to coat. Add some more cinnamon to top them and cook for 5 minutes. Flour your surface for rolling the pastry dough. Carefully roll out your dough to fit on the sheet. You may see that the very middle is still frozen, just allow it to thaw the rest of the way. Add your dark brown sugar, reduce the heat to low, and stir it in while you go back to your puff pastry. Roll out as much as possible until the short end is 10 inches wide. Measure halfway through and cut it lengthwise at the 5-inch mark. On one of the sheets, gently pull the edge of the dough in about 1/4 inch and then press it down slightly to make a bit of a wall of dough, if you will. Repeat this on all 4 sides. This will make sure that none of the filling tries to make a run for it while it bakes or seep out. Spoon your apple filling into the middle of the folded pastry sheet, making sure that it's as even as possible, and slightly straining your brown sugar liquid as you do so that the bottom doesn't get soggy as it bakes. Carefully place your other sheet on top of your apples and gently pull the sides over to cover the bottom piece. Pinch the edges together to form a seal. Then brush an egg wash over the top of the dough for a beautiful shiny crust. Cut steam vents in the top of the dough because no one likes exploding pastries. Sprinkle some vanilla sugar, see my tutorial in the description box, or turbinado sugar on the top. Bake for 15 to 18 minutes. Take the leftover brown sugar goo and add it to about 2 ounces of powdered sugar. Then add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and some milk to thin it to a drizzling consistency. When the tart is done, allow it to cool for about 10 minutes. You can serve it on the table and let people cut their own slices, which could be dangerous if you want it to be fair, or just cut it, plate it, and drizzle on the goodness, and serve to some people who are about to get really happy. This apple puff pastry tart is not only a switch from regular apple pie, but can also easily double as a breakfast dish, similar to an apple turnover. The apple pie drizzle on top still lets you get all of that great taste without making a soggy bottom. The only problem you'll have is deciding how big of a piece to cut. I'm sure you'll be civilized about it. For the full printable recipe, head over to mrskringleskitchen.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and share the love with your family and friends.